Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, September 21st. Just going to run through the morning charts here. You can see yesterday gold had a somewhat of a choppy day. It was a relatively light volume day, and most of the focus I think was on the broad markets as they were kind of breaking out to the upside, and there was a lot of people covering their shorts and possibly going long. And of course, you kept grinding higher with Obama's speech, and it seemed like it was just really held up there all day. Not sure if that was from manipulation and they wanted to make Obama look good and keep everybody feeling positive, or if there was actually real buying going on. But we did see the move that high. It pretty much tested Friday's high of overnight trading, and of course, by doing that during regular trading hours, it's going to trigger all the stocks that have stops. It's going to trigger all the ETFs, things like that. So it's going to trigger a whole new batch of stops that only go off during regular trading hours. It's going to be interesting to see if this is the a shakeout that we're looking for, if there's actually going to be follow through, and we're going to see a continued run higher. So anyways, back to gold. We'll take a look here. You can see gold was it just chopped around up near the highs, and this morning it's starting to move inverse of what it did yesterday, and it's trading down near the lows here. If I pull up the daily and intraday chart, you can see on the daily chart it's still trading near the top of this wedge, and if I jump to the 4-hour chart, you can see this the wedge trend lines zoomed in a little closer here, and it may want to start to roll over. It's going to have first key support is going to be somewhere right around the 1260 if it does fall back here. But the price action looks very similar to you kind of get this grind up and then this roll over and this spike selling. So I have a feeling that's going to be similar to what we're going to see here, and it's going to come down to here. I don't think there's a whole lot of opportunity there if the market continues to more or less work its way higher to this wedge and then go parabolic and break out. So I'm looking at this as a possible short-term play. I'd like to see on the, I'll just zoom in a little bit closer here. I would like to see this on an intraday basis. Sorry, I'm just flipping through some time frames here. I would like to see it more or less trade something like that, something like an angle like that on declining volume, and then I might actually take a small short position with a stop set just above the high here, and of course it could start a series of small bear flags and work its way down to this key support level, the 1260. So that's what I'm looking at for gold. Really want to see how it starts to unfold this morning. Looks like it's bounced right back up though. Those buyers keep stepping in, so I don't really want to look to be shorting it right now. I'd like to see bearish action take place. So far we just keep seeing these mini bull flags. This was more or less hit resistance, sold down, and now it's more or less starting to round out, and it's starting to form somewhat of a topping pattern here. So if we jump to the US dollar, this is the daily chart. You can see it's in a strong downtrend. The daily chart down here actually looks like it's looks pretty bearish with this little bear flag, and it's trading down near the lows. But if we jump to the 4-hour chart, you can see it's starting to look bottomy on the 4-hour chart. We're getting these sell-offs and rebounds, and it's starting to round itself out, but it's also grinding its way down, and it just feels as though it's getting exhausted and it's ready for a pop somewhere up into this area here. And of course, if it does that, it is going to put pressure on gold, which will most likely allow it to pull back, and it'll also put pressure on oil. So if I pull up the crude oil chart here, here's a daily chart. You can see crude oil is in a fairly strong downtrend. It's got a large bear flag, and it broke back down here, and now it's forming another bear flag more or less under this one, and it's trading under some minor resistance levels. And it looks like if the dollar does bounce, we're going to see this most likely pull down to the 70.68 area, which is down near these lows here. And that's what I'm still looking for on crude oil. Now if we jump to a shorter time frame, this is a 4-hour chart, you can see how the patterns have pretty much ping-ponged around between this little pennant that it formed, then it broke out, hit resistance, came back down, paused a little bit, broke below these trend lines, came back up. So it's still heading down, but it's ping-ponging around with the US dollar being pushed lower, and with all the political stuff going on. I think everything's kind of getting shaken up a bit. But overall, I still feel bearish on oil and feel as though it could go down $4 to $6 fairly easy here. Now, if we jump to the SP 500, here is the daily chart. You can see we've pretty much broken above this previous high. We have broken above this previous high, and yesterday was just a steady grind. It was a big pop in the morning before Obama's speech, and then it pretty much topped out, and then once the speech finished, it started to move up into the close, and we're trading right where we closed yesterday in pre-market trading. Anyways, a lot of times what we'll see is previous highs broken, and you'll see these short squeezes, and it just pretty much squeezes everybody out of their shorts, and then we'll see a sharp fall. And that's pretty much what happens over here. You get this great big price spike, and it completely panics everybody out, and it causes a big surge, and then you see a big drop. And we had something similar over here. We had a pullback all the way down to here, and then we had a great big strong rally up, and then it actually rolled over. So we see this type of thing all the time. The question is, do we get big follow through today, or is it going to start to have a topping candle with a long upper wick or something like that today, and start to pause out on light volume, or do we see heavy volume selling? So we're going to keep an eye on that. Still feel as though the market is bearish. A lot of people are extremely bullish on the market, which is a contrarian kind of indicator. If we look at the NYSE advanced decline line, you can see we're up over this 1500 mark, the red sell level. It means stocks are overbought on the short-term basis, and there's most likely going to be some profit taking. We did see a quick drop yesterday's close. I'll just pull that up real quick here. If I just pull up regular trading hours, you can see, let's flip to the 5 minutes, easier to see. So here's yesterday's trading hour. There was some big selling at the end of the close there, and there was just it doesn't look like much, but there was a pretty good little drop there, and that was just people locking in some profits because the markets are up so much. And that's more or less what this indicator was showing, is we're overbought, so there's going to be some people taking profits at the close, and most likely when they come back last night and see what happened in the market today when it opens, we're most likely going to see some profit taking because there was a big run up yesterday. So that's overbought, and it's telling me that there's going to most likely be a pause today, or some profit taking. And down here we've got the put call ratio grinding down now, down near the at the 80 area, and whenever it's down here, now I think the market may be shifting, so this line should possibly pull down a little bit lower, but we're still very bullish. There's a majority of the option traders buying calls on the market, expecting it to go higher, and of course we saw higher prices yesterday, and everything is starting to shift, that people are becoming too bullish, and there's going to be some type of correction to shake those people out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens today. The FOMC meeting's at 2:15, and last time we had that meeting, the market sold off pretty good afterwards. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see what happens later today. Anyways, that's it for now, and I'll talk to you guys later.